Okay, so hello everyone. In this tutorial we're going to talk about math objects. So by math object, in JavaScript, math objects allows you to perform mathematical tasks on numbers. So there's many math objects, so you can search math objects in JavaScript, but some of the things which I feel I should have mentioned and which are the most key things that you'll need most of the time, and one of them is called math round. So what math round does is math round rounds near integer. So let num equals to 4.55 and let us have something like math dot round. You see, while you start to type in VS Code, it gives you a very fast recommendation. So now if I run this script and see what happens, okay, nothing happens because I haven't logged it to the console. And now if I try to log it to the console, let's see what I get. Okay, so you see it has rounded this to the nearest integer, that is 5. On the other hand, okay, so on the other hand, if it was something like 4.25, then let's see what it would have done. In my opinion, it will round up to 4. Yeah, that is what it does. So math.round, if the value is less than 0.5, it will round up to the number which is closest to the nearest integer below, and if it's above 0.5, it will make it 5, that is to the next nearest integer. Now math.ceil, what is math.ceil? Math.ceil is okay, so math.ceil is also very straightforward. Math.ceil, math.ceil, and here it's num. Console.log math.ceil num, and let's see what happens. If you run this script, yeah, so it math.ceil rounds you to the highest number, that is whatever the number is, it rounds you to the next highest integer. On the other hand, math.floor is something, it's the opposite of math.ceil. Okay, so returns the rounded to its nearest integer. Okay, so I perhaps have made a mistake here in copying and pasting, or copied and pasted the same thing. So the thing is that if it was math.floor, and math.floor, what it does is it will make it 4, or that is closest to the integer, that is from 4.2 it can go till 5, or it can go to 4. So in case of floor, it will go to 4. So let us try this and let us run this script and see what happens. Okay, so math.ceil rounds us to 5 because it's a ceiling, and math.floor, sorry, I should have written it math.floor. Okay, let's run this script and see what happens. Yeah, so if it was something like 4.55, it would have done the same thing. Yeah, so I believe you're very much understood math round, math.floor, math.ceil, and if you just practice it one more time, you guys will get more and more clear with the concepts. Now math.random, by default it adds value random it generates random value between 0 and 1. So if I just do console log math.random, and if I run this script, again, so you can see it on the browser because it will refresh instantly. But what I want to say is, by default it takes random values between 0 and 1. Now what if I want to print values between 0 to 100? Okay, or 0 to suppose 25. Now if I run this script, yes, it gives me 15. If I again run this script, it gives me 4. And let us run this script for one more time. Okay, so it gives me 10. So it will give anything between 0 to 25. Now if you want to do more complex math random operations, you can always check Google and many other things. So I believe math round is something which is rounded. So technically math round, if it's below 4.5 or 0.5 of a number, it rounds to the nearest integer, which is suppose below 0.5, and if it's 0.5 or above, it rounds to the nearest integer, which is above 0.5. And math seal is something which rounds to the nearest integer, that is, sorry, math seal to the highest possible value it gives us to the next integer. That is, if it's 5.5, it will give us 6. Math.floor on the other hand gives us the lowest integer it rounds off. All of these are rounding of the values. So if it's even 4.75, it would give me 4. And here math.random gives us values between a certain range. So what I want to say is, these are functions, these are built-in methods, math objects inside JavaScript through which you can perform mathematical operations. So now you might need this math.random to, now math.random, if you want to do things like find a random ID when you're dealing with some fake APIs, or maybe at times you won't have the luxury to work with a backend API. So if you write math.floor and do like this, and if you run this script, okay, so you see we got 4 here, and if we even run 25, if you run this again, we don't get any fraction values. Yes, you get 22. So I guess we are pretty much clear with all the math objects, and the next tutorial will be about object destructuring, which is very important. And as of now, let us end this tutorial. So thank you guys, I hope you're clear.